Two children are recovering tonight after being hit in a Salt Lake City crosswalk on their way to school this morning.
It is now raising concerns about an even larger issue. Fox 13 News reporter Maithili Gubi spoke to people who live near Hawthorne Elementary School.
I'm devastated. I'm not surprised. I'm thankful that the kids are hopefully going to be okay.
Two kids were walking to Hawthorne Elementary Friday morning.
A couple of kids who were doing everything right. They were at an intersection where there was a crosswalk. They were walking with the crossing guards.
A truck turned onto 7th East and hit the students. Thankfully, they are recovering.
Their injuries were not life-threatening and they had been taken by ambulance to get medical care.
What happened to these kids highlights a bigger problem at that intersection.
Really dangerous. There's a lot of crashes all the time.
Michaela Riding has lived near there for about 2 years and has watched tragedies unfold.
It has definitely caused us some heartache and pain as we've watched some people die, and we've or at least heard of it, seen the lights all times of day.
Neighbors I spoke to here in the area say they are concerned about safety at the intersection of 17th South and 7th East, but they are working with elected officials and authorities to make this area safer, not only for them and their families, but for kids here at Hawthorne Elementary.
I've written a letter to the city, but they said it's not necessarily their responsibility because it's managed by somebody else, by the state, and so I'm still figuring out who to reach out to about that.
Taylor Anderson with Sweet Streets has made it his mission to make walking around Salt Lake City safer.
We want to see meaningful changes, especially near schools. We're talking about our most vulnerable population in the city. Kids doing everything that we tell them that they should be doing, and they still get hit by a car. It's long past time for the city to make changes.
He lives in the area as well and hopes to see changes to street design so cars do stop at crosswalks or to see more enforcement.
The neighborhood wants safe streets, and I think that's the case for neighborhoods across Salt Lake City. Nobody wants their kids to be hit when they're just walking to school.
In Salt Lake City, I am Maithili Gubi, Fox 13 News, Utah.
The Zero Fatalities Initiative reports 53 pedestrian deaths last year, the most since the organization started counting in 2014. And ahead of this holiday weekend, the Utah Highway Patrol is urging people to drive smart and not impaired. Troopers say they arrested more than 3,000 impaired drivers last year. Zero Fatalities reports there were 151 alcohol and drug-related road deaths last year and 57 in 2021.